Welcome back to the COS Business Podcast. My name is Andrew Hasley, and I am the host of the show. Today we have on Dawn and Doug Marsh. Can you guys tell us what your business is?
Yeah, you bet. We own Brush Crazy, and we started in Great Falls, Montana 6 years ago, and then we did our first franchisees in Columbus, Ohio, and then moved corporate to Colorado Springs. It'll be 2 years this December 2020.
2 years here in Colorado Springs.
Correct.
How long has Brush Crazy been?
6 years.
6 years. Nice. Fantastic. What's interesting about that is it's technically not a startup, but it feels like this is a startup here in Colorado Springs because you're starting from scratch. So
Correct.
it's like it is a startup, but the franchise is not a startup.
Correct.
Interesting. Well, I can't wait to get into that in this episode, but first I'm going to read the advertisements. The first advertisement today is Vehement Visuals, which is my video production company. We produce videos for businesses. We produce videos for you guys.
Yes.
And we really want to help build videos that are strategically designed to help get results. That's the goal. That's the goal when we create videos. It's not just to make a pretty video. It's to really get a video that's designed for a business to really help bring results. That's the goal. And that's Vehement Visuals. And the second advertisement for today is actually this advertising space. If you'd like us to read, or if you'd like me to do an ad read at the beginning of every episode, 15 seconds to 30 seconds, a script you send me, then I can read that at the beginning of every episode. And that's the second ad. And that's actually all the ads we have right now. So it's cool because I get to promote my business. My business puts on this show, so I get to promote it that way. So I think I have a couple ads in the works with some people, but we just got to work out the scripts and make sure that everything is going good before we go. All right, so I'm going to roll the intro music and we'll get started with the interview. This is a show where we have real conversations with entrepreneurs and business owners who are mostly in Colorado Springs, doing things in the community of Colorado Springs. Yeah. So how you guys doing?
Good. We're doing good.
Good. I know we did an episode before. Doug wasn't in it, but I'm glad you're in it this time.
Thank you.
Yeah. So how's business been?
So we are in Colorado Springs. It is picking up. People are venturing out more during we're hoping the end of the COVID season. We don't know what the future holds, but we are prepared. If we do have more shutdowns in the future, we have a shopping cart now. So people can get order online, see all of our inventory at any time, and order. We have things ready for them to pick up, or we also have the delivery option. And
picking up... So that means that what you guys offer is, a studio space that has a bunch of different types of artistic projects,
yes.
I guess you could say.
Yeah.
That you could paint on and create yourself. And you guys also have templates, essentially.
Yes.
Stencils.
Yep. That people can use to really, even if you've never done painting before, you can produce a pretty decent painting, right?
Exactly. Yeah. We started out just with canvas, and we started out having these step-by-step instructions so that people could just follow along. That way, if you have a party of 6, everyone doesn't have to do the same design. You can change it up. Everyone can do something different. And then this gentleman here decided we should do ceramics, which was a stretch for me in the beginning because that was just out of my comfort zone. But now I love it.
Nice.
I'm doing some new projects now with a new glaze color that I can't wait to see how it turns out.
Yeah. I assume part of that big stretch was now you have to get a kiln. Yeah.
Kiln.
Yep, that's right.
Now you have to add a whole nother section to the business that just didn't exist before.
Right. And I kept thinking ceramics, breakage, oh no.
Yeah.
But we haven't had a huge amount of breakage, so that part's been really good.
No one's going on your shelves with their arms out, just knocking them off?
Not yet, thank goodness.
Don't do that.
Right. And the thing with glaze is when you first paint a piece, the colors are very dull. And so you're painting your whole piece and it's dull and you're like, okay, I can live with this. But then once it's fired, you realize the picture, the colors you chose were really bright. So it comes out of the kiln. It's like, wow, this looks great.
Yeah.
This is so cool. So that was hard for me as an artist, was to be able to visualize what it will look like while I'm painting it with the colors that are very dull,
For sure.
or even browns, and it's going to fire out blue or green or red. Yeah.
That's interesting. I know that when I was in high school and I did some ceramic stuff, you'd paint it, it'd come out a whole different color. To really nail that in, is interesting. So what do you do? Like, you have a project, you have a stencil, I guess, for painting on it, or do you have like a color guide for that?
So we, in our displays, we have our glazes displayed, and we use these little tiles that have 3 coats of that particular glaze color, and then they're all displayed. Some of them are in rainbow order, which I like.
Nice.
Others, it's just they're up there by numerical order, so it's easy for the customer to go, okay, this is the glaze number I'm doing. They could write it on their little glaze palette and then refill if they need to, because again, they just don't look the same before they're fired.
So with your business, who do you think is your ideal customer to come in?
Anyone who wants to be creative.
Okay.
That's the nice thing is we've had people in their 90s come in and paint that can still hold a paintbrush.
Yeah.
We've had children doing handprints and on the bumpkins, the little bottom prints, and they turn it into a pumpkin, and it's kind of cute. So it's really all ages. I think mostly our industry has been with women wanting to get out and have some wine and paint. So that's kind of our broad from 20s to 40s is probably our main goal. But we work really hard to get more men in the studio, and we have beer steins.
That's with the wood pallet signs and stuff.
Yep, lots of wood projects and all kinds of things.
Yeah. So what do you think your biggest challenge in growing in that arena is?
Probably with marketing. I know one of the videos we did with it was a couple of years ago. We did just a men's video and then a women's video and things like that. So
and then you would take that video and target men.
The men exactly. Yeah, through the social media.
And I know both women and men love Star Wars, but I seen you guys got some Star Wars stuff.
Yeah, those are really cool. It's kind of fun to see what's selling. We've only had them in a week, and Boba Fett is flying off the shelf.
Okay, that's funny. He's flying off the shelf with his jetpacks.
Exactly.
Sweet. Yeah, I seen some of those. I thought that was a really, really fun idea.
Yeah.
How are you marketing that?
So just through social media, we're taking. There's graphics that the company that put it out with Lucasfilms, I guess. Yep. So they did the whole pre-pack and helped them take pictures because only one ceramic distributor has the license to sell these.
And you guys go through that distributor?
Yes, we have to. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Because if you didn't, it would be still
illegal.
It'd be illegal.
Yes.
Now, what I'm personally hoping for is a Baby Yoda because I
was hoping for that too.
I know.
Now we do have the Baby Yoda on canvas.
Yeah, we have a version of a baby alien on a canvas.
Yeah. How does that work? Because you guys have these stencils, these projects. If you made a stencil that was like owned by Disney, do you have to go through that?
So what we do is we do a version of it so it's not identical, and then we're not selling it retail. The customer's coming in to create it themselves.
Interesting. So, since they're creating it.
Right.
That's a nice little loophole. Yeah, that's cool. I like that. Yeah.
I mean, people come in wanting Pokemon characters and all the Marvel and DC and everything, and
so we help them.
Yeah, we help them create whatever they want.
Because
it's their
interpretation.
Exactly. Yeah. We had a fun one last night. We had a couple that came in for a date night, and she painted a Christmas tree with ceramics, and then he did one of our elk paintings, and it's just silhouettes of elk in this nice blue background with mist. And he's like, "Can you add our corgi in here?" I'm like, "Absolutely." So we did a little stencil of this little tiny corgi and these elk at the bottom of the painting.
That's
and
hilarious.
He was happy. Yeah. So little Millie got to play with the elk.
Yeah, that's cool. Was that his dog?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So what are some of the? What do you think you guys have been doing that's allowed you guys to grow this business? Like something, because this is a business podcast,
Yes.
So what do you think? I guess some of the things that you guys have been doing that have allowed you to stay successful.
Right. Well, one of the biggest things I think is our rewards program. Wouldn't you say that helps a lot to get people to check in on Facebook? They get 20 points. And if they like us on Facebook or on Instagram, it's 20 points one time. And then whatever their purchase is, they get $1 per point. So after 350 points, which doesn't take as long as you would think, they get $35 free in the studio. So our customers are advertising for us, and that just is a really nice cycle.
Just,
and we do ads. Yeah. What kind of, like with Facebook, we boost ads. We do things on Instagram.
Google. We're improving the websites. We're working with with an SEO company.
Local here in Colorado Springs.
We've got a
We
professional.
can shout them out if you want.
Yeah. With Sterling.
Oh, Sterling. Yeah.
Sterling McManus, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah. I always like plugging people.
Yes.
It's always fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's working on the website. We're actually giving it a website a facelift. And of course, content writing, professional content writing
Yes.
instead of us doing it. SEOs, we're advertising with Google, Facebook, Instagram, which is owned by Facebook.
Yeah, we've been really fortunate to be invited on Fox 21 multiple times, so
Has that
that's
helped?
really helped. Yes,
Okay.
we usually have people call either during the show, which I can't answer the phone,
Yeah.
or right after, but that's fun when you have that instant,
Yeah.
response from the public, because people find out that we offer so many different things. You don't all have to paint the same thing, and it's more than just ceramics, more than just wood, more than just canvas. You could do mosaics and paint on glass.
Paint on glass.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So there's so many different options. Hand building clay. So that just makes it a nice place to get creative. It's a great atmosphere. We have our beer and wine license, so that helps for people who want to come in and drink. But we also have sodas and waters and iced teas and things like that. So for those that don't, juice boxes for kids.
You can enjoy yourself, and
Yeah.
just have a good time.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I'm curious. How did you guys get on the news?
We were invited.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is really nice. So
Yeah, all the times, each time.
Yeah.
How do you get invited? Like,
like with Living Local, the hostess, I think she was driving by the studio when she saw Brush Crazy and said, "Hey, you guys want to be on the show?" We're like, "Sure." And so then other people within Fox 21 was like, "Hey, do you want to be on our show?" And
okay,
Yeah.
nice, that's cool.
so word of mouth.
Yeah, word of mouth, having a business that stands out.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's something that a news store would want to pick up.
Yeah, definitely.
interesting, yeah.
Definitely. People do see our shirts. We're always wearing our Brush Crazy apparel everywhere we go. So that's nice. Matter of fact, we just joined a new health club. We're like, okay, if we strategically park in different places and get our car wrapped,
I like that. No, that's a good idea.
We haven't done that yet, but
that's coming.
Well, if you want a car wrap, maybe I might be in the market to help promote you guys.
There you go. There you
With
go.
my car.
Right.
Yeah. I was thinking about doing some stuff like that. I'm actually wearing my brand right now
See?
too. So. Yeah.
It's always a good idea. I mean,
Yeah.
we even had one lady that saw us like at a Come and Go. That's where we usually get our coffee and cocoa. And she just started asking about it. And then within the week, I think she brought her family in to paint. So
Nice.
that was good.
for date night. Yeah.
Yeah.
She left her kids at home.
So you guys are essentially you're always thinking about Brush Crazy, which is not
Yes.
bad. I mean, as business owners, that's what we
Yeah.
do. And
it's
so
fun though. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
that's the difference. Well, I shouldn't say difference, but she enjoys what she does.
yeah.
I mean, when she's not working, she's still painting.
yeah, no, for sure.
So still working.
I like your earrings, by the way.
Aren't those fun?
Yeah.
Yeah. One of my friends gave me those.
Yeah. Now you got to have Doug add earrings too.
Right?
To the.
Right.
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, we've talked about it.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Do making jewelry. Yeah, it's a whole
For
thing.
sure. You guys gonna turn into Walmart essentially.
I know,
eventually.
right? Well, we
Gotta-
actually did just get our own brushes in, which is cool. So
Oh, okay,
we'll be
nice.
releasing those probably within the next week. And that, again, you'll be able to buy those on the online shopping cart. We'll have our apparel on there. Do you have our beanie handy? There we go. So we even had some beanies made that say Brush Crazy
What would be
and have
cool-
our colors.
To tie back into Walmart, maybe like you guys could become a vendor of your own brand of brush of like brushes or something like
Yes,
that.
exactly.
Maybe not even just through Walmart, but I mean that would be like a huge deal if you could get your brushes in Walmart. But I mean, like people like what I was getting at with that is like people can really trust your brand and trust you to have a quality brush. So maybe some people, I don't know if they might even already be doing that with certain things. They'll come to you for their brushes, even if they're not coming to Brush Crazy the paint.
Right.
Maybe they just like trust your guys' brand.
Right.
That's just an avenue that might pop up.
Yeah, and we've had many people come in and say, "Do you sell brushes?" And we've had to say no. And so it's like, okay, Brush Crazy. They assume we sell brushes. It's like we better start selling brushes
For sure. I
to
mean,
go with our paint kits.
yeah, just to capitalize on that and
Well, the more we grow, the more we have to start bringing in our products.
Yeah.
exactly.
And we change with the with the economy and what people are asking for.
Yeah, because it eventually saves all the franchisees money too. If we can bring something in that's a little bit less expensive, and then
we warehouse it.
Yep.
Yeah. And then also just people is like they like Brush Crazy, they know Brush Crazy, and they're like, that's where I get my brushes from. I don't know. That's not what you guys do, so I mean,
right.
But it could just be an extra thing.
Right.
An interesting idea. I know the guy who made this wall,
Yes.
Brian Rasmanith, with Jack's axe throwing, he started creating custom axes. He has names for them and everything, like different ones that have like cool
Perfect.
designs on them, and
Yeah.
he's selling axes too on top of that.
See? Yeah. You always have to think definitely outside the box. And, and Doug's the one that's usually doing that. He's more the entrepreneur. Let's try this. Let's try that. And it usually takes me a while to get on board. As a creative, I just want to do the samples and I want to do our paint sheets and, get all that out to to everyone. And
I
so
think having
it's a
that
good
is
team.
is special. It's gives you guys an advantage, I think, in certain ways, because there's a communication that goes through, and it's like making sure everything works. I'm trying to think of what I'm trying to describe, but making sure, like, if you have an idea, it has to. You guys both have to like make sure everything works, and I think it solidifies something strong as a result.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
I want to add to her thinking outside the box. People always say think outside the box. I say get rid of the box.
Okay, nice.
There is
Just throw it all in the
There is no
table.
box. Exactly. I saw that saying one time, and
I like it.
I thought it was good. So
Okay, so you guys started your first Brush Crazy in Great Falls, Montana.
Yes.
July
But
of
you're from
Here.
here in Colorado Springs.
Yep, and he's from Montana.
I'm from Montana.
Yeah. So how did let's I would like to hear the story about that. How did that came into happen?
Yeah, we were both in the apparel industry, selling T-shirts, hats. So that's kind of our background. And we were both at the Denver Mart, which is where we did trade shows several times a year. And I saw him walking by with his Starbucks every day down the hall past my showroom. And finally, on the last day of the show, he came in and started talking to me. And we went out to dinner, and he showed me pictures of his 3 kids. At the time, they were 6, 8, and 10 years old.
Okay.
And I was like, hey, I like kids. I've always wanted to have kids. So we ventured together. And so we continued in the apparel industry. He and his dad had a screen printing and embroidery company. And
Nice.
then we ended up taking that over and buying Sign Pro. And we added mugs and with our T-shirt designs. And just one thing just led to another. And then we sold that to our employees in 2008. We moved to Texas, where it's a lot warmer because we like the warmth.
Yeah, I feel you.
This is better than Montana here, but it's still awfully cold.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what if we winter in Florida? So we have friends there too that have been customers over the years in Montana, then in Colorado, and then we just helped them move to Florida. So, and he's an artist too. They're both creatives. So.
Yep.
But anyway, so that's kind of how we met, and we've just been getting creative ever since.
Yeah.
Okay, so the apparel industry, what does that mean? You guys like print designs for people?
We did screen printing and embroidery. We were in what we call the resort industry, so like Cave of the Winds, Manitou Springs, Cliff Dwellings, all those T-shirt shops downtown, or you got, Garden of the Gods. We sold to those people.
Okay.
So, we had the upper end apparel, so we weren't the 3 for $10 T-shirts. We were the nicer T-shirts that everybody likes buying. So, but that's what we did for 29 years. So, and then like she said, that's how we met. So.
When you guys met, was it out here in Colorado Springs?
Yeah, in Denver.
Oh, in Denver. Okay.
Yep. At the Denver Merchandise Mart, we're in the apparel industry, or gift and jewelry shows. I mean, it's just it's a mart where different industries come together and do trade shows, and conventions and stuff. So
you were at a trade show.
Yep.
And you were there too.
I was there. We had permanent showrooms, so we were there for a while.
And we had different lines, so we call it a line if it's a brand.
And in our industry, we're friendly competitors. So all the T-shirt guys, we called ourselves. We'd all hang out together. We weren't, oh my gosh, that kind
It's
of
abundance instead of scarcity.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Your business is not taking away from mine because.
Well, it does, but we're just friendly. It's not like we are competing with the same customers. We sell the same, because you don't go into a gift shop and see just all my stuff in there. You'd see other people's stuff. So whoever has the best design. So, she had designs in there, and then I would have designs in there. So they would pick and choose what designs they wanted to buy and bring into their stores. Like she would sell hats to one customer, and I'd sell the T-shirts. So.
Would you make the designs?
I did a few designs. Most of the time while we were in there, like when we branched off into mugs, it was easier for me to do art because that's full color. So you can just do that. Whereas T-shirts, most of the time you're doing full 4-color process or 8-color process. So like this is made up of like 8 or 9 different colors to make it, the full color, like a magazine. Whereas some people do just one color because it's less expensive when you're running that on an automatic machine. You can just spit those shirts out all day long.
That's what I got right here. One color.
Exactly.
What's 2, white and black.
Or like embroidery, we just had these jackets made. Mine real quick. So we ended up doing 2 logos. So we did one logo on the one side, and then we did our little toucan. We named him Huey. Doug named him.
Okay.
We thought that was cute. So, but there's just always that process. So I've done some T-shirt design and stuff, but my love has always been painting. So I would decorate our house. He would come home with a new bedspread and a zebra stripe. I'm like, oh, I'll do a zebra painting. So it was always motivated by home decor.
Okay.
And then
murals and stuff, painting walls in the house, and
yeah. You could just paint a mural in your studio space that we were talking about before the show.
We do have 2 of them.
Oh, you could? Oh, you do?
We do.
Have murals in our house?
Oh no, I thought you said the studio.
We have big paint. Oh yeah, we do. We do murals in the studio.
I did say studio, but
at home studio.
Home studio, yes.
Yeah, but I really like the wood look.
Exactly. There's something about it. It's just like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess like you could paint the wood look, but you might as well just get wood at that point.
Exactly.
For sure. So, what's your guys' plans for Brush Crazy?
Franchising once this COVID's hopefully over soon. So, but yeah, you did a video for us, and then that we're going to be putting that on the website once the redesign's done, and we're going to be promoting it that way through Facebook, social media, Google, and just strategically, placing it where it needs to be. So hopefully going full bore with it, in 2021.
Yeah.
So
you were supposed to go full.
It was supposed to be this year, and I just don't have a conscience on trying to, when I see sales and everybody shutting down, it's like how do you still want to, I mean, it just kind of scares me wanting to open something at this time of the year.
For sure, it's definitely scary, but you guys have had a pretty good month the last month, right?
Yeah, it's coming up. It was, as anything, like you said, we opened up here. It will be at the end of 2 years in December.
Yeah, and you guys also do better in the winter. I do remember.
Yes,
we do better in the winter. So, but when you first started, and then it goes down a little bit. And now it was on its way back up, and then all of a sudden COVID hit.
Yeah,
and then they shut us down for at least a good month there. But we were still doing some go stuff for some customers.
Yeah,
and then
District 20 was amazing. They did some kits for all their teachers and employees that we were able to deliver and let people get creative.
Nice.
So that was beautiful.
So you guys were the vendor for that. And you guys not only the vendor for it, you guys created the idea for it, right?
Well, they were coming into the studio before COVID.
Yeah.
And so then the more we talked, then she's like, oh, can you deliver? We're like, yes, we will deliver.
Nice. I'm glad that worked out that way.
Me too.
Yeah. So it's on its rise back up now. So that's good. So we just hope it keeps continuing, and if they don't, the governor doesn't shut everything down again. So,
I don't know if people are going to accept it if it happens again. I don't know.
I hope not. So
there's a lot of resistance against that right now, and I think we realized, at least this is my opinion, I could be wrong. I think we realized it wasn't as bad as we thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
But for some reason, 6 months later, here we are still.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I guess it is getting worse. I'm not a COVID expert. I did have a COVID person on here.
Oh, it did.
I guess COVID person. She's a nurse, but she speaks out against it. And she, we talked about it a lot in that episode, and she gave some stats and stuff, and I was like, cool.
Okay.
Yeah. So my point was, I think, you could, start right now if you wanted to. Start trying to sell the franchises because I mean, obviously, it's working out. Like you guys are having a good time right now. Not a good time, but but yeah, probably a good time too. But I mean, your business is picking up here in Colorado Springs,
right?
And so that's good to hear.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. It's just like one of the things that we tell each other just to encourage each other is like we have to pretend we're going to make it no matter what. I've been working on our brush order for 2 years. And during COVID.
It's a lot to have because that's a lot of money. So we have to warehouse it. So we have to make sure we know what we're doing. We want to make sure it was the right exactly.
And we knew it would take a good 6 to 8 weeks to get here. So we're like, okay, we have to pretend even though we're shut down today when it was happening. It's like we have to make the order. We have to push through as if we're going to be in business. And I'm glad we did because now we're at a point where we need to replace our brushes in the studio. And so it's good timing.
Oh, good timing.
Well, that's the power of the mind right there. Like putting that thought and like making it happen.
Yeah.
Just saying that. Like there's affirmations that people use to really help put them in the mindset because I mean if you start thinking we're not going to make it.
Yes,
then,
you won't.
then the chances are that you won't make it.
Yeah, exactly.
and it's the customers that give us hope.
Yes.
Because they're the ones that they come in. They love the selection. I mean, they can all come in and do something different. We're trying to be original. We're huge. We're 4,000 square feet. I mean, you want to do ceramics? We've got 600 to 800 different ceramics in there. You want wood? We've got, over 200 different sizes and shapes of wood, whether it's a wood pallet or a wood pallet shape, or we've got these new 3D signs that we worked on bringing in. And then, of course, canvases, well, most places will offer one size canvas, maybe 2 or 3, where we offer 11. And we're always constantly trying to listen to the customers. I mean, that's how we got into ceramics.
Yeah.
I kept hearing, always ceramics. So I looked into it. It took us a few months, but it came together quite quickly. But she was the one that was resisting.
Like,
but then we brought it in. It's been one of the best things. So all of our businesses have to kind of like like most fast food restaurants where just say it's hamburgers. They got maybe 20 ingredients that make 100 items or something. It's the same thing we kind of have to look at too. When we bring something in, is it going to work on like, ceramics? We also do dry brushing, which she was talking about glazing.
Acrylics,
but
I love painting with the acrylics because what you see is what you get. Whereas with the glaze, you have to hope it turns out you think it will in your head.
You see what it looks like, but you don't know what it looks like because when you're painting it, it's dull, even though you know the color you picked out is going to be a different color. So basically, the moral of the story is we listen to our customers and we keep bringing things in. Trying to add new things, but the customers they love us. I mean, they don't. You don't find much like what we offer. I'm not.
For sure.
I mean that humbly. So I mean that's what drives us is the customers having fun.
Yep, their feedback, the date nights. I love seeing date nights. I love seeing dads bringing in their kids.
Marriage proposals.
Date nights would be awesome.
Yes.
I just thought of that.
Yes, they're great. We had a bunch of date nights last night, which was really cool. So. Yeah.
Well, next time I got a date, I'm coming to Brush Crazy.
Perfect.
All right.
Yeah.
That sounds good. Yeah. I was just thinking, what was I just thinking? Do you know?
Can't read your mind.
Dang it. Can you guys add that into your selection? Mind reading?
Mind reading.
Yeah.
I've been working on him with that for years.
Yeah.
He's not catching on.
Well, dang. I did remember, though. With the trying to bring more men into the business, trying to reach more men. Have you guys thought about because I was just thinking things that would be perfect for a den or like people like men like to build their dens, man caves. So I was thinking along the lines maybe even going on Google or Pinterest and looking up different kinds of man caves because wood pallet signs would be perfect for man caves.
Yes.
Specific. And that's why I say I don't know anything specific. That's why I would Google man caves and try to draw some inspiration and maybe create a stencil for that just goes exactly right with that, and you know, target.
And we actually do have a painting already with a stencil that has a skull from like a deer skull, and it says "Man Cave" on it.
Ah, nice.
And whether it's antlers and stuff, and again, you know, I thought, you know, we do get a lot of men in there, but even if we bring in the wood pallet signs, then all the women, girls, they love it because it's the farmhouse chic.
Yeah.
You know,
sure.
Shabby chic.
Shabby chic. But yeah, they just love it. You know, so we've got all those, and
we'll create a custom stencil while they're there, which is nice. So they don't have to really plan far ahead. If they do, that's great. It helps us, you know.
But you guys are like tattoo artists for wood.
Exactly.
Nice. So someone comes in, they have an idea. You guys can get one of your artists on it to help them make that idea come to life?
Yep, exactly.
Okay.
Yep, and that's why we're asking people to make reservations. So it's like $10 to hold your spot, and then that goes towards their project. Because for every 15 customers, we really need another artist in the studio. So we have our on-call artists, and so the one's doing the studio, and then the other one can be called in at any time.
So when you guys, I'd like to touch on that too. You guys just don't hire anyone off the street. They have to have some kind of background in art. They have to have some kind of artistic portfolio.
Yeah, they have to be able to paint, blend.
Some of the best artists out there don't even have a college education, so they don't have to have a college education as long as they can paint and know how to teach somebody else. Because there's some great artists out there that aren't people, and then there's some great teachers out there that aren't necessarily artists.
Great artists. So they're really good with customer service. So we kind of have to find that balance.
I think I would be a perfect artist for Brush Crazy.
Yeah.
I went through all 4 art classes in high school.
Yeah, there you go.
I got an award for it.
There you go.
But I also am a people person, so I like talking to people.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
I'm going to get a part-time job there too as
Perfect. We are hiring.
Oh, yeah? Okay, you guys hear that? Any artists out there?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So, is there anything you guys would like to specifically promote today? Oh, that shut off 1 minute ago.
1 minute ago.
But it's cool because I cut it the way there's 2 cameras going. It
Perfect.
works perfectly.
Perfect.
Yeah. Anything specific that you guys would like to promote today?
No.
I don't know. I'm pretty excited about our apparel.
Yeah, okay.
We're going to get that up on the website hopefully all this week. You know, we try and give ourselves a little bit of time and
people have been asking for it. So.
And that would make sense that you would be excited about apparel because that's where you guys
our
started.
Background.
Yeah, it's your background.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're the last ones to get into it. We're always in the apparel industry. We can buy it wholesale, and you know, we buy it from our friend and competitors now instead of producing ourselves. But it took us. I bet you it took us over almost 2 years before the first.
T-shirt.
Got our first T-shirt.
Okay.
So, but
that drove him crazy.
It did. I said, you know, we're manufacturers. We're manufacturers, and we're not even buying T-shirts. You know, we used to do sign wraps too. Yeah. You know, before I sold the company, we started wrapping airplanes and stuff. So, but it's just, I mean, we've had our vehicle for. You know, we just bought a new one, by the way, but
traded.
We were going to wrap the last one, and we never
did.
wrapped it. So I told her we are wrapping this one. So
I can't wait to see what a Brush Crazy wrap looks like. And you have experience with how to wrap things. You know the template. You know, you got to stretch it out this far or whatever.
Exactly.
The curves of the car.
Partial wraps stuff. So So we'll work with whoever we decide to wrap our vehicle and
for sure
kind of give them some ideas and. Get it designed up and put on.
I created a design for Hydro Clean. I created a design, and I was driving down the road the other day, and I saw it drive past me. I was like, "Hey, I made that!"
It's a good feeling.
Yeah, yeah. So I got a lot of experience in Photoshop too. So I'm really the perfect, You
really are.
Yeah, that's right. Because you did a couple designs for us too. That I asked
those
you to
were
do.
fun. Yeah. I've actually been doing Photoshop a lot longer than I've been doing video stuff. So I love compositing. Not just like basic Photoshop stuff, because there's like color correction stuff like that. I like the extreme complex Photoshop stuff. That's the stuff I love.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess we could start wrapping this episode up. I already asked my last question, which is if there's anything you guys like to promote, but so I guess this has been the COS Business Podcast here with Dawn and Doug Marsh with Brush Crazy. Go out and have some fun this winter, this next week. At Brush Crazy and paint something awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So this has been the episode. Bye-bye.